everybody, welcome back to the Royal Read. I am so glad you decided to stop by and see what I'm reading on. But before we get started, as usual, you know what I got to do? I have to invite everybody in because this tribe, this community is the best on the internet streets. And I kid you not, I am just not boasting. That is a fact. And listen, if you want to be a part of this wonderful community, listen, this is what you do. Look down in your settings, look around, find that subscribe button, and go ahead on and subscribe. What you waiting on? Come on and be a part of this community. And also, while you're in there, hit your notification bell too, so you know when I upload or when I just want to pop in. And give me a thumbs up to fight that nemesis of mine, that beast, the algorithm. Y'all, I keep on dog walking that thing. I'm telling you, y'all are just everything. Y'all know what needs to be done, and y'all go straight in and do it. And I love it. And I thank you so very much. Thank you for the thumbs ups. Also, to all of the readers who decide to support the channel by watching the commercials, listen, y'all are doing a bang up job as well. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much. Also, over in the corner, that's our join button. That's for channel memberships. And if you choose to become a channel member and a part of the reading club, you're going to be supporting this channel to grow, to improve, and to continue. And I will be so grateful, so thankful, so over the moon appreciative to have your support. Also, if you just want to do a one-time donation, look in the other corner. You see those three dots? Yes, hit that, and then you'll see thanks. That's our thanks button. And all donations to the channel is always, always greatly appreciated. All right, y'all, I have one shout out, and that is you let. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for being such a ride or die. Thank you for coming through. You are just everything. You are ride or die, ride or die. You are so down with the read, and it is so appreciated. I just want to say that. So thank you, thank you, thank you for the super thanks, but most of all, thank you for being here. All right, y'all, I'm going to play this and we'll talk on the other side. All right, y'all, I want to give another quick shout out to you, Let. You are just everything, girl. You are, and I appreciate your support so very much. So thank you again. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But most of all, thank you for being here. Your presence is everything. All right, y'all. Y'all know what time it is, and y'all know what I do when I am putting the read together. I hit these internet streets, and let me tell you, I have been on them most of the day, sticking my nose in everybody's business. All over the place. I mean, when it comes to a social media platform, I have been on it. And let me tell you, we got a few little interesting tidbits that we need to talk about, that we need to chit-chat about. We do. Like the new documentary that Harry and Meghan are producing, the Masaka Kids. That is coming out on the 9th. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about what has been happening on these internet streets. Like Kitty, she announced when her Christmas Carol concert is going to happen. And listen, they are going full on Hollywood. Yes, yes, yes. We're going to talk about that. And we're going to, we're going to drag a little bit. We're still going to talk a little bit more about William being on Dancing with the Stars and what people are saying about that. I mean, a lot, I must say. And it all landed with a thud. I think they really thought that they were going to break the internet with that nonsense, him being on American television. But baby, it didn't happen that way. And I think that is the reason why they're not talking about it. I mean, the Rangers are not even talking about it. So you know it was a flippity flop. So we're going to talk about that as well. And we're going to talk about some interesting hires over there at Buckingham Palace and why I feel that it was divine intervention. It was providence that Harry decided to take his family away from there, because it would have been interesting if this had popped up and Harry, Meghan, and those babies were still living over there. And we're going to talk about some more little tidbits. It looks like Lady Frederick Windsor has come out and she is talking all manners of trash about being in that family over there of Left Behind. So we're going to talk about that. So like I said, we got a lot to talk about. Let's get started. I'm going to put this up, and boy, I am so excited about this. And look at this, the Masaka Kids, A Rhythm Within, produced by Harry and Meghan, will be out on the 9th. And I cannot wait. I cannot. I have saw these kids on TikTok. I have saw them on YouTube Shorts, and they are incredible. I am just so interested in finding out what their stories are. And, the backstory. I am very, very interested in that because, like I said, I have saw them up and down my timeline, especially over on TikTok. So, yeah, I am very interested in that. And I'm sure it's going to be a wonderful documentary. And this is from Sussex Community Events, and they posted about the Masaka Kids, and they say from Megan Sussex Instagram, Archwell production on Netflix. Masaka Kids, A Rhythm Within premieres on December 9th. And let me tell you, I am going to be in front and center of my television. I am going to watch this straight off the bat because, like I said, I am interested in the backstory. I don't know if you stay on TikTok any length of time, they're going to come down your timeline. And like I said, very, very curious to see what their backstories are. And this particular squatty went and found the GoFundMe page. And this is if you would like to donate to these children to help them. And it says the Masaka Kids Africana officials for GoFundMe.org. And this particular squatty said, for those who asked how to support the Masaka Kids, here's a GoFundMe for the group. Thank you to Archwell Foundation for their generous donation of $50,000. Documentary lands on Netflix 9th of December. Can't wait. And I'm also going to post the donation link in the description. So if you want to donate $5, $2, whatever God lays on your heart to donate to these little kids, I'm sure it will be appreciated. And this particular squatty posted about it and said Prince Harry and Meghan, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, have donated to the Masaka Kids Africana through their Archwell Foundation. And I said that in the last post I read. They donated $50,000 to the GoFundMe. I mean, always showing up, always doing good. That's Harry and Meghan. And also, people posted about Kitty Cat. Yes, it's that time of season again where Kitty Cat trots out all of that corny nonsense she calls a Christmas Carol concert. And she announced the day it's going to all go down. People magazine posted about it and said Kate Middleton announced date and theme of Christmas Carol concert plus a surprise Hollywood guest. Yes, continuing to go Hollywood. Yes, surprise, surprise. But we all know how all of this is trending. And the squatty that posted this said, plus a surprise Hollywood guest, Kate and William's obsession with Hollywood celebrities is actually sad, and they had their mouthpiece try to pin the obsession on Meghan, while they're the ones who's been obsessed all along. Well, ever since Harry and Meghan moved west, they have absolutely been obsessed. And y'all know, I called it. I continue to call it because we can see the snowball building here. Yes. So, yes, she is going to have a Hollywood guest. Surprise, surprise. And the BBC UK posted about it and said Catherine's Christmas service to feature stars including Kate Winslet. Now, we all know it was a big controversy, a fake outrage, faux outrage, I like to call it, about calling Kate Catherine. And so this time, the BBC folded like a cheap folding chair and called her Catherine. But yes, the Hollywood star who is supposed to be in this Christmas Carol nonsense is Kate Winslet. Do you know who that is? The last time I really paid any attention to Kate Winslet was when she was in the Titanic. She played Rose, and I just loved her character, her and Jack. One of my favorite movies. But yeah, she is not someone who would be called bankable box office, because I think it has been a minute since she has had a movie in the theater. But you can truly say that she is a working actor and a successful working actor, because she works a lot for the streaming companies. She has a lot of movies on Netflix, on uh, Paramount Plus, Disney Plus, all of those. So yeah, she is Hollywood, but I think she's also English. Correct me if I am wrong, but I think she's also English. But yes, still grasping at straws when it comes to Hollywood. And this particular squatty came up under this post and said, I have never known a person who claims to host a show but doesn't speak a single word, a jot, or even 4 sentence speech. She just turns up, then everything is ready. Smiles, shakes hands, light a candle, sing a few hymns, and take pictures, and done. And all of the leaves clap for her. All I can say is no lies told, no lies detected. This is absolutely true. When has she said anything? She never says anything. How can you be the host of something and you never introduce anybody? You never make a speech. And y'all remember last year, she was greeting people, and I'm telling you, those sentences was giving her HE double hockey stick. She could not put together 2 or 3 words that anybody could understand. I mean, it was nothing but mumbo jumbo, a word salad. And when I say a word salad, it had 3 different kinds of lettuce. Nobody could understand what she was trying to say. So how can you be a host of a show and never ever do anything except what this squatty said? Smile, shake some hands, light a candle, and sing a few hymns. Where is the lie, y'all? I challenge anybody to find a lie in any of that. I'm just saying. And I'm going to put this up because this squatty did not want people to go and forget how unsuccessful this so-called Christmas Carol concert has been in the past, and particularly last year. This squatty said, and this is from Not My King, they say, if the answer is 42nd, what is the question? Y'all, I cannot. If Petty was a person, it would be not my king. And you can see what they posted. They posted Kate's Christmas Carol concert ranked 42nd in ratings and garnered 500,000 fewer views versus 2023. Yikes. I mean, this thing is sinking like a rock. It is going down in popularity instead of going up. But let me tell you, they keep on pressing on, don't they? They keep on jamming it down the throats of the UK public. And the squatty that reposted this said, literally 48 hours after the press attacked Harry and Meghan for attending a Hollywood birthday party, Kate Middleton announced her Carol concert this year would include multiple Hollywood celebrities. Of course, the press loves this. Hopefully, it will juice her viewership numbers. Now, the only Hollywood person that I recognized on the list was Kate Winslet. Now, it's some other people on the list, but I don't know who these people are. And certainly they are not household names, at least here in America. Now, I'm not one to watch a lot of television. Now, I'm not an avid television watcher, viewer, but I didn't know these people. I did not know these people, but like I say, you have to give them a E for effort. They absolutely keep on trying. Even though you came in 42nd last year, keep on jamming it down the throats of the British public. And it drops on the 5th of December. And if you have insomnia, if you are having trouble falling asleep, this is your prescription. Because I promise you, maybe 10 minutes in, you will be out for the night. You will be out for the night because I'm telling you, I watched some clips from last year and I was like that cartoon cat, Tom and Jerry. Tom, have you ever watched that? When he's sleepy, he put these matchsticks in his eyes and he falls asleep and break the matchsticks that are in his eyes. His eyes get so heavy. And that's the way it will be for you if you watch the Christmas Carol concert. Because I'm telling you, 10-minute clips took me out. Boring. I'm telling you, if boring was a show, it would be Kate's Christmas Carol concert. I kid you not. This squatty posted about Kate's Christmas Carol concert and William calling into the Dancing with the Stars and said this: I wish William and Kate Middleton would work on building something worthwhile as hard as they are working on taking Hollywood. And just because Prince Harry and Meghan lives there, where is the lie? Willie and Kitty never had any interest in anything American or America. Never. They even looked their nose down, especially Willie, when Harry brought home an American. It was her American ways. You remember all of the disparaging things that he said about America and Americans, but look at him now. Look at him now. Look at her now. I have said it, and that is exactly what they're trying to do. It never was something to be desired until Harry and Meghan made their home and their community in California and in America. Now, like I said, Meghan is an American. Harry gave it all up, and Harry has not looked back. And Harry never misses an opportunity when presented with one to express how happy he is to live in America and raise his children in America and try to be in peace. Him and Meghan have built such a beautiful community. And if someone across the pond cannot appreciate what all the things that he has for looking all the way over here, 5,000 miles away, to see what his brother has. He wants what his brother has. It's a pattern with Willie, and it is not going to stop. All right, y'all, I'm going to put this up because squatties are finding it very interesting that this whole thing with him popping up on Dancing with the Stars, I mean, it landed with a thud, and not even the Derangers and all the Hag Dragons are not picking it up. They are not. This particular squatty posted this. This is a repost, and the original post said, why aren't all the anti-Sussex royalist trolls sharing Prince William's cameo on American reality dance TV show on Armistice Day? He did it on Armistice Day. He did. And he did not have a poppy. That really shut them up. That's why they so quiet. And it says scants poppy. Is it because they spent the last 3 days overreacting to his brother and sister-in-law attending a A-list party on a non-Veterans Day? Yes, that's exactly why it is. That is exactly why it is. And it is so telling. It is so telling that these people are not motivated in a moral sense. This is nothing but irrational hate, jealousy, envy. It's all the above. And they cannot justify hating Megan for the same thing that Willie showed up and did. So what do? They don't criticize him, but they go mute because they know if they peep their head up just a little bit, the squatties are going to put their hands on their head and grab as much hair as they can and drag them up and down these internet streets. I mean, skull drag them up and down these internet streets. But as my timeline has showed me, the squatties don't even need for them to pop their head up to drag them, because this right here is ridiculous. It just shows the level of hypocrisy that these people have, and how everything that they do, all of this old faux hate they have for Megan is all grounded in jealousy, envy, and absolute racism. Because it was never about Megan not wearing a poppy. Because if it was about that, why are you so quiet about William not wearing one? Yeah, stop it. This is the reason why I cannot take all of these hag dragons, all of these skanks, these derangers, these toadies, these flying monkeys. You can't take them seriously because they're not serious people. And here is the proof. And the squatty that reposted this said, anytime I post anything British Royal related, my notifications are flooded with profile pictureless accounts capping for the working royals. The fact it's crickets over this tells me all I need to know. Exactly. Exactly. And as you can see, some people reported on it. Look at this. It says Prince William surprised Twinkle Toes pal Robert Irwin on show. But this particular squatter that posted it says things must be much worse in Royal Land than we thought. Fresh off of his Earthlock fiasco, Willie now popped up on Dancing with the Stars looking bed ragged. Y'all, I swear squatties, dead, ragged, and drug addled, I must add. Is there no end to this humiliation? Yes, they are quiet as church mice on this one. And it's because he didn't wear the poppy. It's because it was such poor lighting. He looked like a Bond villain. I mean, he looked horrible. He looked at least 30 years older than his age. It was a PR disaster, as all of the things that they put him out to do. I have never saw anything like it. His PR team hates him. Squatty says this all the time. They do. They say his PR team hates him. Now, that's minus Jason Knopf, because we know he didn't hate him. We have proof of that. I'm telling you, every picture that he takes with William, he is looking up at him with admiration and hard eyes. Yes, he has the hard eyes. Yeah, so not Jason. We're not talking about Jason either, but that PR team, either they are the worst on the planet or they hate him. It has to be one or the other, because you don't see someone looking like this out to do something that's going to go all across another country, a country you're trying to get a foothold in. I'm just saying. And look at this. Look at all of the headlines about Dancing with the Stars, and only a couple mentioned that he had a cameo in it. I mean, they didn't even put him in the title of the article. And this particular squatty said, I'm crying laughing that the man literally invited himself on my TV. Dancing with the Stars, so tacky, and it's not even what dominating the press around the latest episode. Why did he show up on screen looking like a tired public defender logging into Zoom court? Anyway, yes, he does look like a tired public defender logging into Zoom court. He absolutely looks really haggard. I don't, like I said, I don't know who is advising him, but he needs to fire everybody, because they are absolutely amateur. It is amateur hour over there at Kensington Palace. It really is. And look at this. They used a picture of Meghan to absolutely write an article about William. Look what it says. Prince William's Dancing with the Stars surprise for Robert Irwin. And to add insult to injury, when it comes to Willie, they put a picture of Meghan at the head of the article. Did not put his picture. Did not put his picture. Now he is going to be the next king of Australia, and he cannot carry the lead of a story. I mean, no one is interested in him in any form or fashion. Now, I know it is rumors that him and Kitty is supposed to be going to Australia on a, tour. I would love to see that. I would just love to see the reception of it all, because, yeah, he cannot even carry the lead in the story. At least the publishers of Australian media don't think he can. And this particular squatty said, who is a Australian squatty, says, this is an article about William appearing on Dancing with the Stars, but look whose photo they have to go with. Australian media are obsessed with Megan Sussex. Yeah, did not even put his picture, put Megan's picture. And this is not the first time this has happened in Australia. They do it all the time. When it's something about Willie and Kitty, they either use Harry, Meghan, or both of them. They do, trying to get the clicks. It is pathetic. And I'm going to put this up because this is just stark to me. I mean, you look at how it was to how it is now. It is horrifying. I cannot. Look at this. This particular squatty said he really must have pissed his mother so bad that she snatched all of her jeans back. That's the only explanation. I'm telling you. Some happened. I don't know what it is, because he looks like a banana out in Texas in the 106-degree weather. I mean, he looked really, really scary. I mean, look at that. You know, how it was and how it's going. I'm telling you, it looks like a lot of living has happened in between. I'm just saying. And I'm going to put this up. This is something that Chris Ship posted today. And look at this. It says reveal the neo Yahtzee. You know you can't say that word here on YouTube. The neo Yahtzee who worked inside of Buckingham Palace, chief propagandist for the far-right network, is a former Buckingham Palace employee. Shocker. Shocker. Now, I'm not saying that the people who this particular person was serving is not racist, but I'm telling you, aren't you glad that Meghan and Harry got the HE double hockey sticks out of there, especially with their children? I mean, can you imagine this person being in Buckingham Palace while a mixed race black woman and her mixed race children are residing there? I mean, he could have spit in their food or something. Who knows what could have happened? Like I said, I have always believed that it has been providence that Harry and Meghan got the AG double hockey sticks out of Dodge. This particular squatty that posted it says, thank God the Sussexes left with their children. Where is the lie? Like I said, ain't no telling what he would have did, because the hatred for others are real. I mean, like I said, he could have spit in their food. It's no telling what he could have done, the damage that could have been done. And yes, he was a former employee of Buckingham Palace. Now, how is that for some tea? Now, that is some tea, isn't it? I'm just saying. And this squatty also posted about it and said, the palace is fully aware of the neo-Yazis threatening Prince Archie and Prince Harry's lives. So how did a neo-Yazi manage to get a job inside the palace? The palace has a lot of questions to answer. But do you think they're going to answer one? I don't think so. They're going to sweep it under the rug with all the other, you know what, that has been done in the palace. They always want to sweep it under the rug. They don't want to address anything. They want to pretend like everything is just rainbows and unicorns when we know that family is nothing but trash. And look at this, more piping hot tea. This is from the LBC. It says, Admiral with fake medals sparked fury after blagging his way into remembrance event. Yes, they didn't even know who he was. And this particular squatty came up under that and said, well, if the Mountbatten Windsors can do it, why can't he? Well, got a point. Got a point. Because Anne is just weighed down with her medals. She is. And Edward too. But yes, that happened as well. He was at Remembrance Day and he is not even an admiral. He had all these fake medals on. Wonder what was going on there. That right there is a security risk. It really is. Nobody's over there doing their jobs. And I'm going to put this up. This was in People, and it looks like another one of the Left Behinds have broken out of their insane asylum and is talking. And that would be Lady Frederick Windsor. And she is saying that being in the royal family is total hell. I mean, can you argue with her? But yes, this is what People says. It says Lady Frederick Windsor called the royal family lives total hell. That level of unasked for fame, that level of unasked for fame is a form of torture. And a squatty came up under this post and said this: funny how Prince Harry was heavily criticized for saying the same thing. Yeah, he was. We hear it on a daily basis about spare. He wrote spare. And he just wrote about his life and how it was a total hell living within the confines of that family. So here she is. And let me tell you, she is not getting much sympathy when it comes to squatties. Squatties are saying, who are you? And where are you getting this unasked for fame? Because people don't even know who you are. So you should be able to live a regular life. Squatties are acting as if they don't know what she is talking about because nobody knows her. She can walk down the street and absolutely nobody would stop her. So I'm with these squatties. I don't know what this woman is talking about, but she is talking. And like I said, squatties are saying she is trying to get her 15 minutes of fame. And squatties are just not interested in any of it. No, they could care less. They are showing her the hand. And Hello Canada wrote about it and said, Sophie Winkleman, aka Lady Frederick Windsor, is pulling back the curtains on the royal family, on royal life. And it's not all glamour and tiaras. I don't think she ever get to wear a tiara. Because we all know the horse does not play about that. She doesn't want people wearing any tiaras other than her. She don't even want Kitty to really wear one. So I don't know what she's talking about there. But it says the British actress who is married to Lord Frederick Windsor, a cousin of King Charles, says her royal relatives are treated abysmally by the media and they didn't sign up for it. None of them went to Pop Idol or something to be famous. She noted in an interview with the Times, I don't think a life with that much scrutiny and pressure is remotely healthy, but they have no choice. Well, she makes sense. She makes sense because the scrutiny is ridiculous. It really is. I mean, I have never saw people sit on panels and talk about other people's lives. Now, I understand that they pay money. They absolutely pay their taxpayer dollars to keep this family in wealth. But when someone leaves like Harry and Meghan, you should leave them alone. The level of scrutiny, I have never saw anything like it. Meghan has a little video on her Instagram about her making, bagels and cream cheese and stuff like that. The Theo wrote a whole article about that. I kid you not. And they're talking about she's doing it wrong and a 5-year-old could do it and on and on and on. Nobody should be scrutinized like that, especially someone who is paying their own way, a private citizen. Just because you marry someone or you're born into a family, and if you're not participating in the family business, you should be left alone. So she has some points. Now, as for getting any sympathy, she is not. No sympathy whatsoever. She's not getting any from the royalists or the monarchists, and she's not getting any from the squatties. So she pretty much flopped in this interview because nobody cares. And as you can see at the bottom, it says, the more I get to know the royal family, the more I get that their lives are total hell. And that level of unasked for fame is a form of torture. To have that sort of blinding spotlight in your face from when you're born, not knowing if someone is going to betray you, people writing lies about you the whole time, it's just brutal. I feel for them all. Well, like I said, she got a point. She got a point. But they continue to sign up for it. Every time they take the money, they take the money. Now, when you stop taking the money, that is when it is absolutely unjustified. It is totally and completely unjustified. Now, when you are flying over the heads of people who are paying their taxpayer dollars to buy you the helicopter, well, you kind of let yourself in for the scrutiny. You kind of let yourself in for the conversation about what you're doing and how you're doing it. But when you leave like Harry and Meghan has and live 5,000 miles away, pay your own light bill and water bill, I don't understand the conversations that these people have on a daily basis about a couple who doesn't even live on the same continent. Now, that's crazy to me. I'm just saying. And I also feel that it's emotionally and cognitively stunning to be in that family. You become stunted. You cannot grow into a well-rounded, mature individual. I think Harry, being away from that family, going to the army, spending a lot of time in Africa, that is the reason why he is not emotionally, disabled like these other people, these left behinds. Because look at this. Meghan made her candle is part of her as ever product line. And look what Charles has done. As you can see down here what this squatter has posted, it says High Grove's Garden, Christmas candle and home fragrance from High Grove. Fill your home with the soft glow of High Grove candle and discover our Christmas fragrance collection inspired by the warmth of the season. Yes, he's pushing candles. He's pushing candles. When Megan is selling candles, he starts pushing his candles. When Megan is selling jam, here comes High Grove's jam. These people and this particular squatty said, there is something deeply, deeply effed up with Harry's family. The way Charles has been attempting to terrorize Meghan from afar ever since last year when we got a taste of her business is insane. First it was the jam, then the rosé, then the sparkling wine, and now candles. Do I think Charles calls up his team at High Grove to do this? No, but he is aware, of course. I think he calls up his team to do it. They are just that sick and absolutely hyper vigilant when it comes to Harry and Meghan and what Harry and Meghan is doing. You cannot tell me no difference. I'm just saying. And look at this. This is the reason why you can't tell me any difference. Look at this picture. This picture is the same picture that Meghan took when she was out cutting flowers off of her flower bush. And look at him. He's out here pruning. Charles, I can't. This particular squatty, this is a repost, and the original post said, I know you're effing lying. Yes, that's what IKYFL. I know you effing lying. Yes, and the Telegraph says King posed for new portrait as he shows off Cedrium's garden. Yes, everybody's in the garden now. Megan went to the garden, and Kay's in the garden, William's in the woods, Charles is in the garden, and nobody knows where the horse is. She's running around somewhere walking in circles. But yes, I believe that this is nothing but intentional copying. Yes, and I think they are fully aware of what Harry and Meghan is doing, and they're actively copying them. This particular squatty said, my God, the whole royal family is full of pathetic, Sussex chasing losers. Where is the lie? Where is it? And this squatty said they didn't want to get rid of Megan because she wasn't good enough. They wanted to get rid of her because she was too good at what she was doing. In less than a year, she was already showing them that if they really wanted to make a difference, they could, but they didn't want that. Exactly. Exactly. And that is the reason why they copy everything, everything that Megan does. Everything she says, everything she got, where she goes, everything she wears, they copy, copy, copy. I mean, Megan went over there and absolutely shifted their universe. I mean, they have never been the same. They said that in that documentary, that she absolutely shifted that whole family. And now they will never be the same. But they hate her for it. They hate her for it, but they want to copy everything from her because they know she is the real deal and they're not. All right, y'all, I want to put this up because it looks like, no justice is going to come to this wonderful lady, Miss Helen Holland. She was the one that was ran over by Sophie's motorcade. Y'all remember that? 81 years old. And the article, of course, that this squatty reposted said, Raw escort motorcyclist found not guilty of killing pensioner in London crash. Helen Holland, 81, died 2 weeks after she was hit and sent flying in the incident on West Cromwell Road. And y'all remember this. This is Sophie's motorcade. And it hit this lovely, lovely little old lady. And she died 2 weeks later. Well, the motorcyclist that hit her is not going to do any time. He was found not guilty. And this particular squatty that posted it said, no justice for poor Helen and her loved ones. And my whole thing is, what is Sophie doing that's so important that you have to speed through, the streets of London? What? What is she doing? Where is she going? I mean, it's ridiculous. You could say that about any of them because they're not doing anything. Why was this motorcade in such a hurry? Was Sophie late for cutting a ribbon or pulling a string to reveal a plaque or something? It makes no sense to me that these people whose job is not very much, why are you speeding through the streets of London, a crowded urban city like London? It makes no sense to me. And now this poor woman and her family will get no justice. I'm just saying. And also, I wanted to put this up. Squatters are talking about this, and this is the Carolyn Flag Search for the Truth, and it's on Disney Plus. If you have Disney Plus, they're saying it's a really, really good documentary, and it shows how the news media drove this woman to her death. This particular squatter posted about it and said, finish watching the Carolyn Flag documentary on Disney by her mom, Chris. It's heartbreaking. You have to be a truly awful person to work for British tabloids. I'm just glad Harry and Meghan lives far away from that toxic owl. So do I. So do I. And it's just more and more nonsense. I mean, the whole culture of it all just absolutely just relish in tearing people down. I was watching some of the panels today, and even with Andrew, I know Andrew is a horrible person, but you can see how they relish in tearing him down. They love the whole build up to tear down scenario, and it is just sadistic to say the least. That kind of toxic culture, nobody will be able to survive under that. I mean, it's just crazy. And how it got started is Murdoch and all that nonsense. Something needs to be done. you just should not be able to lie and be blatant about it and print it in newspapers. I mean, yellow journalism is real. It absolutely is. And it lives and exists over across the pond and a lot over here. I mean, just so many lies. So I feel so sorry for Carolyn Flack and her mother, but I'm glad this documentary came out to show these flying monkeys in their true colors. I hope it gives her mother some peace to expose these evil, evil, evil people, because that's what it is. It's evil. I'm just saying. And we got this good news today. Looks like Megan is going to be an auntie. She is. We found out that Kelly Zeffin is pregnant. Yeah, she announced it on her Instagram. And this squatty said, Kelly Zeffin is pregnant. She looks pregnant all this time, but I think nobody wanted to speculate because of her son. Megan is becoming an auntie, and Archie and Lily are getting a new playmate. So, yes, good news, good news, good news. Also, more good news, and this is more so for me. It looks like one of my favorite human beings who have passed away is getting their star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and that would be T'Challa himself. Yes, our king, Chadwick Boseman. Yes, I love him. He was such a good person. You know, if you watch his interviews, up until the day he died, he was trying to do good for others. Just a decent, decent man. And for him to get his star on the the Hollywood Walk of Fame, it means everything. So yes, T'Challa will be on the Walk of Fame. All right, y'all. I will see y'all next time. Bye.